Right, hi guys, and welcome back to the Moaning Yorkshireman, and welcome back to the Love-Hate Relationship series. Now, unfortunately, this video wasn't really meant to happen. I got something else lined up, but sadly, yesterday, the 11th of May, at approximately 12:30 yesterday afternoon, my PlayStation 3 sadly passed away after 13 and a half years of loyal service. I got it the 25th of December 2006. So Christmas 2006, and yeah, yesterday it died. A noble death. It actually had the yellow light of death. Could you believe that? It was one of the first ones, obviously. And yeah, I'd never suffered from it. I've never had an issue with this thing at all. Never had a problem with it. And it overheated and went off. I thought, oh, great. And yeah, it wouldn't come back on, and it flashed a yellow light and then kept going off. So it suffered the yellow light of death. I mean, that's fashionably late, isn't it? So yeah, about 13 years overdue, the yellow light of death. But yes, it sadly passed away. Yes, I probably could get it fixed, but I've just ordered another one. Console only, of the slim version for 60 quid off Music Magpie. So I'll get another one. But yeah, that's the first console death I've ever had. I've still got my PlayStation 1, still got my PlayStation 2, my PS4's still fine. Never had an issue with any of those. So that's my first console death, sadly. So there we go. So I'm going to be doing, as a tribute to the PlayStation 3, I'm going to be doing the top 5 PlayStation 3 games I love, adore, was still playing as of yesterday, and yeah, and obviously on Thursday it'll be the 5 games that were fucking terrible. So we're going to kick things off. I've got them here. I've got 4 out of the 5 that I loved, because one of them, the disc stopped working, so that probably went in the bin, but it had a lot of abuse. So the first one, and this is number 1, for PlayStation terms anyway, for Formula 1, F1 Championship Edition. Now, what can we say about this game? It came out on release of PlayStation 3, so it was one of the first ones, along with MotorStorm and Killzone, was it? I think came out with it as well at the original one. But yeah, that one was fantastic. F106 was good. F1 Championship Edition, pretty much the same game, but just reformed into PlayStation 3 graphics. Interesting fact with this one, I'm not sure if anyone is aware, or many of you are, maybe people that are really into F1, that was supposed to be F1 2007. So it was supposed to have the 2007 cars, but unfortunately Studio Liverpool lost the licensing and the franchise to Formula 1 after they were struggling for money and struggling to keep things afloat. So Formula 1 allowed them to use the 2006 cars again for the Championship Edition. So that should have been F107. So apart from that being the only downside, the game itself is fantastic. I was playing this yesterday, and it shows you how shit Xbox are, because this was a PlayStation only game, so it didn't have to dumb itself down to meet Xbox standards. And that is still a fantastic game now. So it rivals some of the PlayStation 4 games that are out at the minute, and that's truth. So yeah, definitely, if you've got a PS3 and you've never played this game, go get it. You can probably pick it up for a couple of quid now at Cash Exchange or something. Go get it, because it's a phenomenal game. There's in race commentary from Martin Rundle and James Allen. Amazing, I know. Even co-masters can't manage that. And it's not jaggedy, it's not jumpy. Yeah, there's a couple of pauses here and there in the commentary. But it's a game that's 14 years old, for fuck's sake. And it's still better than any of the co-masters games that were ever fucking made. So yeah, get that if you haven't got it. Next up, I'll finish off the F1 stuff. Obviously they are all racing, because I'm a racing fan. F1 2010. I absolutely bummed this game to death, because it was the best thing I'd ever been introduced to in my life. I've been playing F1 Championship Edition for over 3 years, with no new F1 games in sight. And then here we go, F1 2010 came out, and my god, what a great game. This was the last game I played on it. I was running in Bahrain in Virgin, restarting my career mode, and I was running 8th. And then the game overheated, the console overheated, and I've just managed to get this out, eject it, before it finally all shat itself completely. But yeah, phenomenal game. Codemasters should have built on this, but they didn't. They went the other way. And you know what the next one was, and you know where that one's going to end up in this fucking lineup. Not in the 5 things I love, that's for sure. But yeah, F1 2010, phenomenal starting block for Codemasters. The game itself is brilliant. The curbs were lethal. I remember that from playing it yesterday. But apart from that, you know, the physics itself were good. I actually find the AI pretty good on this game as well. I was trying to shove Barrichello in the wall at Bahrain because he was trying to come and overtake me. It didn't lift off. It was nearly in the pit wall. Didn't lift off. So yeah, they were really aggressive, the AI. I had it on expert difficulty as well, so maybe that had something to do with it. But overall, I find it a really decent game. You know, again, you could probably pick that up for about 50p in cash exchange now. If you've never played the early F1 stuff and you've got an old console, get them and give them a go. Well, not 2011, but definitely 2010. Go check it out. So yeah, fantastic game. Codemasters, that's the best F1 game you've made. And you've done 11 now on 2 different platforms. So sort your shit out. Then we come to one that I've not got a case for anymore, sadly. I played it that much, it died. And it's Battlefield Bad Company 2. I know maybe people don't agree with me on that, but I'm not a shooter guy. I just like shooting. If a shooting game grabs me, then I find it good. And Battlefield Bad Company 2 certainly grabbed me. I was online for ages with it. I ended up on the leaderboards, and I think you had to be like ranked 40 or something to even get on, because they only showed the first 25,000 people. I was on the leaderboards. Now that's a lot for me to get on the leaderboards of shooting games, because I was shit at shooting games. I still am. But it just captured something that I really enjoyed. The maps were really good. I really enjoyed the maps. Can't remember any of the bloody names of them. But the online maps were fantastic. The campaign I actually found really good, which was surprising because when you got to the PS3 sort of era, campaigns were just sort of a single player dumbed down version, but the main bulk of it was online. But I think Battlefield Bad Company 2 did a really good job of having some fantastic online maps, some really good matches on there. And then, as a single player, I found the solo career quite good. I actually got a platinum on that, which I was really proud of. Battlefield Bad Company 2. So yeah, even the Vietnam packs and stuff like that were all fantastic. So yeah, an all-round brilliant game. And I played it that much, it ended up dying on me. It just didn't work one day. So yeah, it went to the tip. But fantastic game. I never replaced it. I probably should. Well, I'll wait till the slim version arrives and then I'll replace it and probably have another go at that, because decent game, really good. It was the first proper shooting game I'd played, well I said proper shooting game, since Halo on Xbox. Because I absolutely loved Halo. Hated Halo 2, but loved Halo, so I played that to death. But yeah, that's probably the first shooter I've played since then, and that was fantastic. So yeah, Battlefield Bad Company 2 is 3rd on this list. 4th on the list is Colin McRae Rally Dirt 2, or whatever it's called, just Colin McRae Dirt 2, yeah. Phenomenal game. Phenomenal game. This is a Platinum edition because I made the mistake of selling the other one. I Platinumed it. It was my first ever Platinum, this game. It was the first ever Platinum I got on any console, obviously, because PS2 didn't have it. But yeah, first ever Platinum, so special place in my heart for that. And once I Platinumed it, I stopped playing it. And it was sat on the shelf for ages. I ended up selling it at a car boot for a couple of quid. And then I came to it like years later and thought, God, I really missed that game. So I ended up buying it again. I only paid a few pounds for it again. But yeah, played it again. Still an incredible game to this day. Absolutely love it. Dirt 2 is probably the best Dirt there's been. A lot of people would probably say 3. But this was a vast improvement on Dirt 1, without a doubt, for the PS3. Dirt was good. I liked it because it had like rallycross stages in Croft. You know what I mean? So Dirt 1 was quite good for that. But this one managed to get a right balance of the rallycross, the rallying, the pickup trucks, and the Gymkhana stuff, but it wasn't full of Gymkhana. Dirt 3 onwards was just fucking bombarded, wasn't it? Dirt 3 especially was just bombarded with the Gymkhana, and I thought, oh, I don't really give a shit about knocking things over. But yeah, Dirt Rally 2, absolutely phenomenal game. Some really good maps on it, and I enjoyed the variety of vehicles on it, and it wasn't all, like I said, drifting related. So, decent game that. And then last but not least, the game that I adored the most, and it's the best racing game that's ever come out for any console ever. It's Grid. The first ever Grid. Now that says Reloaded because it had the extra cars on. I absolutely bummed touring cars to death on that. The stats when I last remembered looking at them was years ago for this game, and online I'd spent about 25 days online on it. Absolutely crazy. Touring cars, obviously, with the BMW and Chevrolet Lacetti. This had the extra pack, which gave you the Honda Integra and Volvo C30 to race as the touring cars. So you can imagine what I did with that. So this was absolutely phenomenal for me. The best racing game I have ever played, ever. You knew exactly what car you were driving. You could tell difference between each car, unique characteristics of the cars. Everything was brilliant about this game. It had got the right amount of imaginary street circuits to real life race circuits. It had the drifting if you wanted to do the drifting, but even the drifting was done well. I don't like drifting, I was never good at drifting. But even I could tell a difference between the cars in the drifting championships. It was just a phenomenal game. Absolutely incredible. You had the rivalry with Raven West where you used to have to do that. The ladder that you used to have to climb in the career mode as well, let's not forget that. Absolutely brilliant, that format. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. You had Europe, Asia and Global challenges, and you worked your way up the ladders, and then you had one top platform at the end. And the Le Mans 24 hour to finish a season off after you'd done so many races was a great little addition. And the way that you built the team up as well, so you started off as having to do drives for other teams and get paid for it and meet their expectations. Then you bought your own car, and then you developed that car, and you won races with that. Fantastic game. It just had everything. The online was brilliant as well. Yeah, you had the knobheads, but there was no penalties. And sometimes no penalties is better than having penalties. Because penalties are bullshit, as we've seen on numerous other games in racing recently. This had no penalties, so if you got in a good lobby with a lot of good drivers, you had a great laugh, you had a great race. It was limited to 12 cars per grid, so it was just the right amount. And it was phenomenal. It just worked. The game just worked. And if you were full of knobheads, you got your revenge back into the race and that rate. You know what I mean? So, a fantastic game, online, single player platform, every platform, it had everything. Now, unfortunately, the servers for PlayStation 3 shut down long before that game was even ready to die. I think the shutdown. I mean, I last played it a week before the servers shut down, and the lobbies were still full, and it was rammed. But Codemasters weren't making any money out of the online anymore because it was before the online passes era. So people were buying pre-owned games, they weren't buying it new, they weren't making any money on it, so they pulled the plug, which is the first mistake Codemasters made, and then they made so many more after that. But there you go, Codemasters, they never really learned other. But yeah, Race Driver Grid, incredible game. And yeah, I still play it now, even for the single player. I do miss the online, but I still played it to this day and restarted my career mode and went again. Incredible game. So there you go, guys. That was my top 5 PlayStation games that I've ever played for PlayStation 3. And yeah, I just thought I'd do this top 5 as a special tribute to my 80GB PlayStation 3 sat at the side of me here, which has sadly passed away after 13.5 years of ownership and many, many memories. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I will see you Thursday for the 5 games that I absolutely hated on this console. And yeah, until then, thanks a lot for watching, and much love.